You say one thing, me say one thing, Simone say another thing, when the law is the law. Where's the confusion in here, if that's the word? I'm not certain the confusion is the word, but it seems to be.
Yes.
Why?
Once you got something into your head in terms of education, nobody can crack your head and take it out.
Yeah. Go on mute, yeah, go on. Ease yourself, just keep it calm, mute your star. Only for pressure in my corner. One time it hard for carry on. You no need no girl for turn to, no man for talk to. Feelings hurt, but the journey so far.
Wagwan Success family, this is O. There's a new director of public prosecution, DPP Claudette Thompson. I'm planning to drop a video tomorrow that dives into some interesting details. I'm not sure how many people are interested in me doing this type of videos. Nonetheless, many people might not be aware that Prime Minister Andrew Holness initially denied Paula Llewellyn extension request before the amendment was passed. I will be breaking this down right now. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and make sure to subscribe to get all our latest videos. Carleen Larman, King's Counsel and chairperson of the Jamaica Bar Association Constitutional Affairs Committee, she made some interesting comments on the current situation surrounding the former DPP Paula Llewellyn and the legal issues of her extension. For some people who do not know what the bar does, the Jamaica Bar Association Constitutional Affairs Committee is responsible for examining constitutional matters related to legal issues within Jamaica. The committee plays a critical role in analyzing constitutional provisions, proposing policy recommendations, educating legal professionals like lawyers and the public about constitutional rights and obligations, and advocating for the protection and enforcement of these rights. So they are just there to ensure everything is aligned with constitutional principles and contribute to the rule of law within our country, within Jamaica. All right, so Carleen replying to Smile Jamaica host after she was asked, why is there an appeal? Carleen said that the Attorney General decision to appeal stemmed from a legal claim made by politician Philip Powell and Peter Bunting. So Carleen is highlighting the debate over practicality of appealing a court ruling that deemed the provision allowing the DPP to continue in office as unconstitutional. Carleen acknowledged that Andrew Holness' JLP government has a right to appeal the decision made by the court, but she does not believe there should ever be an appeal in this case. Instead of saying provision, I will just say clause, since many people might be familiar with that word.
As of yesterday, that's it. We hear the JLP saying appeal. Why? Does it make sense?
Well, it's the Attorney General who has said appeal. The Attorney General is the defendant to the claim that was brought by Mr. Powell and Mr. Bunting. And the question of whether there should be an appeal, there is a right. There is a right to an appeal, and everyone who is aggrieved by a decision has that right. The question as to whether an appeal is something that makes practical sense is one that has occupied the minds of everyone, many people, over the weekend. And it seems to me that whether you want to discuss whether the judgment is right or whether you want to discuss whether it's wrong, the fact of the matter is at this point, there is a declaration that the provision under which the DPP applied for or elected to continue in office has been ruled unlawful and unconstitutional.
Alright, this is where things got interesting. Smile Jamaica host asked how this situation could have been avoided, and Carleen delved into the historical context of former DPP Paula Llewellyn retirement clause. Carleen said that before a constitutional amendment in July last year, extensions for the former DPP beyond the retirement age of 60 required applications. So despite initial extension granted to Paula Llewellyn until September 2023, Prime Minister Andrew Holness later refused a further extension after Paula Llewellyn requested it. Carleen said a constitutional amendment allowing Paula Llewellyn to elect to continue in office was invalidated by the court due to inconsistency with parliamentary intent, meaning the government had their own plans, but Paula Llewellyn was pushing her own agenda to be a part of the constitutional amendment, which some cabinet members supported, like Delroy Chuck.
So it raises the question, how could this have happened?
Well, you see, let's start with context. Because what had happened in this case is that the DPP, under the previous provisions of the Constitution, and I say previous because as at July 31 last year, those provisions in relation to her retirement changed, right? That was when we had the amendment of the Constitution. But prior to that, what obtained was that the retirement age was 60, and that an extension to remain in office beyond 60 is one that the DPP would have had to apply for, right? And so there was an extension, an application was made, and it was extended. It was extended to September 2023. In February of 2023, the DPP applied for a further extension. And in May 2023, the Public Service Commission said that the Prime Minister refused the extension, having taken advice. Shortly after that, we see an amendment to the Constitution, which not only raises the age for retirement, increases the age, we also see a provision which allows a DPP, as at the date of that act, which is July 31, 2023, being permitted to elect to continue in office. That is the provision that the court struck down. The court did not strike down the provision which increases the age, because the court found that the procedure for increasing the age limit was properly followed. Yeah. So it is the election that is the difference between the current provisions and the old provisions, and the court found that that was not only inconsistent with what previously obtained, but inconsistent with Parliament's intent, because Parliament's intention was to maintain the current mechanism for extension. And the current mechanism for extension is not an election by the DPP, but consultation between the government and the opposition.
Okay.
Which never happened.
Which did not happen.
Okay.
Neverbell asked Carleen a question, and she explained that a constitutional clause section 96.2 addressing potential tenure question based on age, but the status of actions taken after April 19 when the court ruling came into effect remains uncertain, and that is also why Paula Llewellyn had to come out and say she's not fit to serve right now because her action would be questionable in court.
As of the 19th to know, anything that she dealt with is still on the board, or that has to be thrown out, or what?
There is a provision in the Constitution, section 96.2, which makes express provision for situations in which there may be some question as to the tenure of the DPP based on her age and the effect that that may have on actions that a DPP may take. Based on that provision, it is our view that any step between when she had gotten the extension and April 19 would be lawful.
That's September?
Yes. Would be lawful.
Okay.
The question that arises now is whether the actions taken between April 19 and now or going forward, because we had seen on the weekend a statement that she would have remained in office. That has changed yesterday. But the question that really occupied everyone's mind who would be really involved in this matter is between April 19 and now, what is the status of actions taken by the DPP?
All right, so that was the video. Let me know if you guys enjoy the content. Also, really let me know if you guys enjoy these type of contents where we break down stuff like this, or talk about stuff like this, because there's a video that I want to do on the whole termite thing. I did said I was going to do it. Unfortunately, I had other things to focus on. Because I really want to talk about the termite thing and address Sir P in that video. So I'm going to know if I'm going to drop that video tomorrow. Based on how well this video do, then we will drop another video. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscribe, thanks for the views, thanks for the comments as always. I'm out.